One of the more unlikely success stories in college sports, accomplished in spite of unthinkable circumstances, can be found here in Little Rock, Arkansas, as Sali Kourouma goes from poverty in Africa to a breakout in Division I women's basketball.
My name is Salimatou, but I like to go with Sali. I was born in Mali, my village named Kati. I have not been home in 5 years. And I've been here in the United States playing basketball, go to school.
Before breaking onto the scene and being third in scoring average in the Sun Belt, Kourouma pursued her dream all around the world, her goals interrupted by an untimely knee injury and deceit on the recruiting trail leading to America. Arriving at Little Rock last August, she'd finally get settled into a routine. But it would take all of a month for her world to again be flipped upside down. Receiving sudden word from her mother that their home had been long destroyed by a severe storm.
So one day I was just talking to my mom and she was like, oh, I even forget to tell you the house has broke down. So, and my room is also broke down for sure. I was like, why you did not tell me? And she was like, we didn't want to bother you because you are here. And I was like, no, I cannot forget about it because if the house broke down, it's like my house has broke down too. So, and I told them that I'm gonna do everything I can to help them.
Back in 2019, heavy rains and wind pounded the small, humble structure Kourouma has always called home. Walls caved in, the roof collapsed, and possessions destroyed. If the bombshell news wasn't enough, her parents had been homeless for 2 years and without adequate income to reclaim their livelihoods. Constantly thinking about it, Kourouma would find herself helpless. Her visa as an international student athlete makes it difficult to make money to contribute.
I don't have much money for paying flights and ticket because it's too expensive. The visa that I have does not allow me to have a job, trying to get people to help me out.
With every basket scored or assist made in her breakout season, her mind was on winning, but her thoughts were with her family and their difficult living situation.
I have brothers and sisters, but I was the only one, traveling, trying to follow my dream and stuff. So it was really hard for me to thinking about the both sides. Playing basketball, focus on the school, and focus on the house that they lost. Kind of confused at the same time. I was just making myself down.
She'd take her frustration out on her opponents en route to second team All-Sun Belt honors. But Kourouma isn't eligible to profit off her name, image, and likeness. She'd help Little Rock achieve their potential, and now she's asking for your help as she launches a GoFundMe to let her parents rebuild a place that they can call home.
It started one day when I was talking to my friends in the locker room. They would say, oh, I think you can do the GoFundMe, I was like, what is that? Because I don't even know. They started explaining me how it's go, so that's what I did.
You can help Kourouma raise money for her family by donating through her GoFundMe page by going to lrtrojans.com/Sally.
If I get a chance to, get this done, it will be a lot for me because my parents will be happy because they did everything when I was a kid to make me happy. So I just want to make them happy. And they support me through everything it takes, to follow my dream.
I'm coming home, I'm coming home.
This week, for the first time since she was a child, Kourouma will return to her home continent and country so that she can renew her student visa. She'll be reunited with family and friends, visiting impoverished kids who see her as a celebrity and a role model. For the first time, she'll witness firsthand the dilapidated structure and rubble she used to call home. And by the time she's back again, Sally hopes to see her family happy and well-homed after a GoFundMe effort paid off.
They was like, oh, you sure people are gonna help? I'm like, yeah. There's a lot of people that is gonna help. So some people, they post in the GoFundMe on their pages, they trying to get the more people to come, to do the donation and stuff. So I appreciate everybody for doing that a lot. Can I even explain?
So let's get to know Sali Kourouma. She's from Mali, where the average annual income is just about $1,500 American and is one of the 15 poorest countries in the world. Her father sells soft drinks in what can be compared to a bodega, but much smaller. Her mother doesn't work. It's an honest living in that nation that puts bread on the table if you have a home to bring it to, that is. Kourouma found her way to basketball at around 11 years old and found out fast that she could have a future in the sport.
That school, they always have basketball courts. I went and see people play. I was like, oh, I think this is easy. I can do it. I went home, told my mom that I want to play basketball. My mom was like, okay. At first, my dad was like, no, it's for, boys only. So I was like, no. I convinced him. He was like, okay, sure, you can play. So I start from there.
She'd be recognized locally, eventually earning a spot on her home country's national team, trotting the world court by court and identifying an American dream.
One day, a national team, they see me play. They was like, okay, we're gonna select you. So you're gonna come with us, play the World Cup and stuff. And I went and told my family. At first, they didn't believe that, I had the chance, to play the national team. I traveled for the national team, play Europe. We went to Italy, we went to Madagascar, stuff like that. But I never been in America.
Sali's parents didn't see her success coming, and not many kids in Mali have the opportunity to leave the country for good due to lack of income. So when opportunity came knocking, Kourouma decided in her teens that it was time to walk through the door.
I would score a lot. My dad did not believe at all that I can score that much point. I can, play inside the paint and stuff like that. That's why they, choose me. One of the coaches from America, they contact one of the coaches back home in Mali. It's my dream, I have to follow my dream and stuff. So that's why I came here. So when I first came here, I went to Arizona, Phoenix. I played there for 1 year and moved to Kansas and played for 1 year. That final game, I turned my ACL. People was looking for me, the Division I team and stuff. But as soon they, heard that I was, hurt, I did not see anybody. So that's why I went to GCO in Texas, Denison. I played for 1 year there. Little Rock coaches was contacting me. We treat you like a family and stuff. So, I believe, and I was like, okay. So I choose to come here, and I see that they are like a family.
When she first stepped foot in Little Rock, tall and rangy at 5'11", Kourouma thought that she'd be a post player whose forte was on the boards, not a scorer. But legendary head coach Joe Foley had different plans from day one.
When I came and the first practice, he told me, if you have the ball, just focus and shoot. And I believe that you're gonna be a shooter, At first I didn't even, think about it. Every time he told me shoot, I was like, shy and stuff. I was not shooting, I was thinking that, if I shoot and I miss, I'm gonna lose the ball, stuff like that. Every practice, at the end of the practice, I would shoot, my shot was, going in.
So she'd shoot, and score her way into the leaderboards. In her first season as a Trojan, Kourouma scored over 400 points over 22 games played, averaging over 18 points a game, third best in conference, and top 50 in the nation. She'd surpassed 20 points in 11 of her 22 games, including every game of the conference tournament, leading her team to the Sun Belt semifinals. She came out of nowhere to head the Trojans' scoring attack, and even surprised herself.
He put me in a position that I was not playing before. Most of my basket I make under the basket. Since I've been here, he told me to shoot and stuff. This is my first year in university, so I was not, kind of confidence in myself, that I can play in that level. And now the end of the season, he told me, I told you you're gonna be a scorer, right? Now you are leading score, so now you believe me? I was like, yes, coach.
Kourouma is like a local legend to kids in Mali who hear about her success in Little Rock and learn the sport on the same asphalt courts she grew up playing on. She credits her success to head coach Joe Foley, who believed in her from the first practice, allowing her to break through a glass ceiling and reach her potential this past season.
He know where a player can be and where a player can do in the courts.
With 2 more seasons left of eligibility, Kourouma believes that her breakthrough campaign and her team's deep run is just the beginning. She hopes bright days are ahead, not just for her family, but for the Lady Trojans as Little Rock moves to the Ohio Valley Conference.
The way I'm excited, I just want to take to the next level, like get my team up, and so we can go get the trophy in 2 years or 3 years to, maybe play in a professional level.
Again, you can help Kourouma raise money for her family by donating through her GoFundMe page by going to lrtrojans.com/Sally. Nick Walters, Fox 16.